You have to understand that. We need to understand that people are in different seasons of their lives. They have different responsibilities. So they may not always be able to do the things that maybe you used to do with them when you were both single. Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of our Vlogmas series. Yesterday I posted a video about reflecting on the gift of life and the gift of good health, which was day 1 of our Vlogmas series. So go ahead and check it out if you haven't watched that already. But today we are going to be talking about relationships and friendships, so stay tuned. Throughout the year so far, I am so grateful to God for the relationships that I have, for the friendships that I have. I am really grateful to God. But one of the things that I was reflecting on as I was thinking about this video is, what have I contributed to my friendships and relationships this year? And I just started thinking about, what it means to contribute to relationships, what it means to contribute to friendships. And I'm just going to refer to my notes here. So one of the things that I noted down is that relationships are really important and we need to be intentional on how we make them work. So, all types of relationships, like relationships with your parents, relationships with your husbands or wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, relationship with your friends, relationship with your siblings, relationships with extended family. We have to be intentional in order to make them work. And as I'm getting older, I feel that I need to be even more intentional about making these relationships work. For example, when I was at university, it was easier to make friendships work because we were all together, we were all in one place, and we would do things together. And the more you do things with people, or the more you spend time with them, you become closer. However, when we finished uni, and people are working in different cities, different countries, people have gotten married, people have had children, people's relationships have changed. My relationships with my friends have changed significantly compared to how it was when we were at university. And so because of that, we have to be very intentional to make those friendships work. And another thing that I have learned about relationships and friendships, especially when it comes to like family, so like your relationship with your parents, your siblings, is that you have to make time to spend time with them, and you have to make time to talk to them regularly. And this is one thing that this year in particular I have tried my best to do more. So speaking to my mom on the phone more, speaking to my dad on the phone more, speaking to my sister on the phone more, speaking to aunties and uncles on the phone more. Because sometimes I think about it that, and this may sound a bit bleak or horrorish, sorry, but sometimes I think about it that if I haven't spoken to like an auntie or an uncle in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or months, and I hear that they're really unwell, or God forbid, I hear that they've passed away, I'm gonna be really sad. Like, I'm really going to regret not being able to speak to them before they passed away or before they became really unwell. And so throughout the year, every time an auntie comes to mind, or an uncle, or when my mom or my dad comes to mind, I'm like, okay, I need to call them, because I don't think it's an accident that if you just come to my mind right now. And I'm also the type of person that when someone comes to mind, I think to myself, this must be the Holy Spirit, bringing them to my attention. So let me call them and check in on them. Let me text them and see how they're doing. So that's one thing that I've been doing with my family when it comes to being intentional with my relationship with them. So another thing that I have learned this year, or I'm trying to do more of, is to appreciate my friends, appreciate the friendships that I have. And this may be different for everyone, like appreciation may look different to everyone, but one of the ways that I've been doing this is to pray for my friends more, and to try and just let them know that I appreciate them. Sometimes it's not easy telling people that you appreciate them. I don't know why, we may find it awkward to do sometimes, but I've been trying to tell more friends that I appreciate them, and just sometimes not even just saying it that, oh, I appreciate you, but doing things to show that you appreciate them, calling them more, messaging them here and there, praying for them. These are all things that we can do to show our appreciation to our friends. And for me, I have a group of friends that I am so blessed to have. I have friends that I know are there for me. They pray for me, they check up on me, I know that they have my best interest at heart. So appreciating a group of friends like that, it's very easy to do for me because, like I said, I have a good group of friends. So yeah, it's been quite easy for me to do that. Lastly, another thing that I have been doing this year, especially around my friendships, is to understand that people are in different seasons of their lives. So for example, as I mentioned earlier, when I was at university, managing friendships was a lot easier compared to now that we're all older and everyone is living their different lives. And you have to understand that. We need to understand that people are in different seasons of their lives. They have different responsibilities. So they may not always be able to do the things that maybe you used to do with them when you were both single and you were at university, or when you both used to work together and you would see each other every day. People's lives are changing on the regular, and we need to give them that grace. We need to give them that space. People are figuring things out for themselves as their lives are changing, and we shouldn't take it personally when maybe a friend is not able to call us all the time as they used to. I have friends that I'm the one that has to do more of the calling, and I'll be honest, it doesn't always feel good because sometimes I think, oh, maybe this person could call me as well, or maybe this sister could call me more as well. But then when I reflect on it, I think, okay, this sister currently in her life, she has all these different things going on and she may not always have the time to call. So at the moment, I have the opportunity to do that. So let me do it. And so just having that understanding that your friends, even I think this may even work with family as well. People are just in different seasons of their lives and they may not always, have the opportunity to do the things or to manage friendships and relationships the way that they would have done if they were not in this particular season. So yeah, let's give people more grace, and if you're in the opportunity at the moment to reach out to friends more, family members more, do it. Honestly, do it because it helps them as well. Maybe someone could be going through a really tough time, like a friend or a family member could be going through a really tough time, but you reaching out to them would really help. So yeah, these are some of the things that I have been reflecting on and learning when it comes to relationships and friendships this year. Before we finish the video, I just want to ask you, how have you contributed to your relationships and your friendships this year? Have you learned anything new about your friendship group, about your family? And is there anything new that you want to develop on? Is there anything that you want to do better as we go into a new year when it comes to your relationships and your friendships? Alright, so that's the end of the video, day 2 of our Vlogmas series, and I really pray to God that I'm going to be able to carry it on. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for day 3. Bye.